got Lucy Clemenger here from Lucy Clemenger Architects, Lloyd McCarthy from KTA, and Joshua Christian from Kirby Architects.
Hi, I'm Jeff Croker from FJC, used to be FJMT.
And David Moody, FJC.
Hi. Feel free to kick on. Thanks.
So we'd like to start with acknowledging the Wurundjeri Order people, the nation, pay respects to elders past, present, and future.
Alrighty, so this is a building which is a commercial tower in itself. It's 30,000 GFA, over 10 stories. It's we think, a very contemporary building of its type. It's located on the corner of the junction of East Melbourne, Collingwood in the city. So it's that sort of city fringe building. I guess its main competitors would be potentially people in the Docklands. However, we have a very different client who want a very different product. So we were keen to, So the site previously was a sort of a cluster of buildings, including an old NAB building, etc. And we really looked at something which was going to be a little more appropriate to its environment. So city fringe right on the boulevard there, Victorian Parade. And as mentioned, the junction of several kind of different spaces, including the parkland. And East Melbourne is an interesting place because it doesn't really have a kind of a main street, really. It's kind of one of those interesting spaces in that regard. So there's a mixture of uses in the area, both medical and education, and the Catholic Church as well. So I'm just hoping you can see this a lot better than I can, but very white here. Look, there's some key buildings in the site. You can sort of see where we are right here in the corner. So among other things, we wanted to build a building which was appropriate for its scale, that sort of worked within the streetscape, and also respected the boulevard it was on, as well as maintaining sort of views back towards the MCG Park to the south, to the city, and also to Collingwood, Fitzroy to the north. So among other things, we were kind of influenced, and we really liked the sort of modern Art Deco buildings of East Melbourne and that part of the city, as well as we had some sort of prominent street heights again, which we wanted to respect, both terraces on one side and commercial buildings on the north. So a lot of work was looking at how the building would fit and also take advantages of its environment and views, which were pretty important to the owner of the property as well. So we did a lot of studies with a drone and checked out views and aspects, as well as working from there. And you can sort of see it's called a key location. And we wanted also that it sat in the park in a very comfortable way, that it would again sort of step down, which it does, so it doesn't overshadow the park to the south. So here's sort of some of the existing stock in the area, the tram stop at the front, and I guess getting to the building itself. Now it straddled a few levels, so again we wanted the building to be multi-entry points from both the south, the north and the west. So the actual ground floor actually moves, it's a sort of has steps within it. We also wanted north-facing balconies to look back onto Gertrude Street and views to the north there as well. We worked with a lot of timber, and the ground plane itself is very important to the project itself. So I'll get Dave to talk about the facade system.
So maybe just that last image as well, in terms of the ground plane, was really looking at providing a open sort of corner for use by public as well. In the area along East Melbourne, that boulevard, it's kind of start with sheltered structures. So providing this corner canopy is quite extensive. It's quite important for the project.
It also mitigates between the height of the streetscape on one side, turns around the corner and marries into the height of the terraces on the East Melbourne side. So the glazing, so just before one too quick thing, as a practice we're not really into the dark glass towers things, we find that a little bit oppressive. So there was a decision we made early on in the design piece to really see if there's a clever way of designing a building which really wasn't dark glass that met code.
So this project actually started out as a design competition, private design comp with the client. And at that stage, the brief started as a NABERS 4.5 star target. We actually, at end of life, end of build, reach starts. So one of the important parts of that and the way we achieved it was quite a responsive facade design approach. So we utilised 2 different glazing types within facade panels, what we call the highlight, low light and a vision glass, which allowed for the client's desire for a full height glazed system, so increasing vision through the facade from the inside out to utilise all those views and make use of those. And what held up was the approach. So moving from an APES 4.5 performance requirement, the up to a 6 rating was achieved with the same design initially from concept, which we were quite proud of. The way it works is the vision component and the highlight low light component mitigates in terms of its aperture. So the west is a smaller vision component, so you've got higher performing glass in the west, and the north, and it really opens up on the south. So you'll see that on the next image where you can see the glazing aperture of the central part being the vision, given the whole part is vision glazing anyway, but the less performing glazing through the middle moves up and down in this aperture.
So this enables us to both have a form which is responsive to that East Melbourne curve, sort of stepping back, but also to have a clever facade, probably one of the oldest ones we think in Melbourne, which responds, each elevation is slightly different. We've also externalised the fire stairs as well for a fire brigade, but we'll just take you through some of these spaces quickly now. How it sits on the corner there, and it steps back both towards the park and to the north and to the west as well. So ground plane, you can see here, retail spaces on ground floor, multiple entry points, and it's designed to have a little mini supermarket and a coffee shop, again servicing both the university on one side and the residential community to the west. Large floor plates, east with side core, again a very efficient floor plate from that point of view. Clever structural design, so the grids move in, the columns are concurrent. North facing balcony, fire egress stair for the fire brigade outside the building, so again maximising NLA, and also no lobby as well. So from an efficiency point of view, a commercial floor plate, it's a very efficient building. It's fully leased already. Terraces on each level. Each floor has its external space. Each floor has a balcony facing north. Amazing amenity within the building itself. Quite a clever plate from that point of view. Plant on the roof, designed to have a garden eventually if they so can figure out that from a tenancy point of view. Sort of see some of the spaces here during construction. Within the floors itself, the stair itself is the first one that's also been done in Melbourne. Quite a feat with the MFB to get them to agree, but they're more than happy to do that, which that itself is also quite a clever result. There's some fit outs in there. The anti-council council's moved in there at the moment. Quality spaces. You can sort of see that the banding, you actually, when you look out at the building, you don't even notice really the colour of glass. So again, there was a lot of work on the facade. We have an in-house facade engineer who worked with us throughout the whole project. You can sort of see the building there. It's not as green, it's actually a bronze colour. And it's one of those things, it's a beautiful building, like in the morning or the night, the trees and the sky can change colour. It's quite a dynamic form, which is also quite delightful to be in as well. I probably did that a bit quick, but hopefully that worked.
Thank you, great, thank you.